Hello and welcome. My name is Milo. Today we are going to be ranking all of the variant timeline hybrid characters from Mortal Kombat 1. Now, if I say that and you don't know what I'm talking about, then maybe you have not seen how the story goes in the final act, in which case this is going to be a pretty big spoiler. The final sequence in the game is a reimagining of the pyramid battle from the opening to Mortal Kombat Armageddon. Only this time, instead of having every character that has ever been in Mortal Kombat, they have the roster from Mortal Kombat 1 mixed and matched with each other to create new characters. So alright, let's get started with a good one. This right here is a Johnny Cage variant. And what is his name? It's John Connor, meaning it's Johnny Cage but with a Shao Kahn helmet and Shao Kahn moves. Now I may change where I put John Connor here, but for now, A is a good enough place for him. Next up, let's do Shao Zero. This character is Shao Kahn, but with Sub-Zero powers. Part of me wonders if this variation was created as a contrast to the Blaze-empowered Shao Kahn from Armageddon. Possibly, but overall, it is a solid variation. Next up is Clockadile. So when I first saw this name, I thought it was a deal breaker, and I thought it was going to remain a deal breaker for me. But the concept has actually grown on me. What this character is a combination of Geras and Reptile. The clock part of the name coming from Geras being a keeper of time, and the overall name obviously being a play on words derived from crocodile. But yeah, I don't mind it. It can go up in B. Next is gonna be Stung Lao. This character is a combination of Scorpion and Kung Lao. Now, the weirdest thing about this variation and the reason I put it down in C is because there's actually two of them. This is the version with Scorpion as the base, but with Kung Lao moves added. The other one being Scorp Lao. That variation has Kung Lao as the base, but with Scorpion moves added. You know what? Let's go ahead. Let's just bump everybody up. This, I feel like, is more gonna be where we land at by the end of this. Next is another one of my favorites. This one is Barakion. Another mixture with Scorpion, but Scorpion's flames complementing Baraka's existing moveset actually is a very nice blend. Moveset-wise, I think I like him even more than John Connor. John Connor, I just like more from a conceptual standpoint. Next up, Frostbite. This is Sub-Zero combined with Natara, which visually I think they blend rather well. There is a weird thing that happens when she uses some of her ice moves, where her wings only partially freeze and it looks really weird. But besides that, it looks fine. Next up is Quantum Chi. This is another combination of Geras, this time with Quan Chi. My experience fighting this character is that it really did not know how to use its moveset together. The moves did not gel well at all. But I do like the visual of an extra large frame. Clearly he's been working out. Look for Quan Chi. Up next is Fire Cage. This is Liu Kang, but if he had the personality of Johnny Cage. A very strange combo. Lizard Queen. This is Sindel, but with some extra additional reptile moves. Honestly, I'm not a huge fan of the way she looks in general in this design, and the name Lizard Queen is just really bad. So she's going down to C. One more for the C rank is Shock Priestess. This is Tanya mixed with Raiden. Visually, some of her moves do look cool, but Shock Priestess is just such an uninspired, terrible name. Next up is Firefly. Li Mei with a Scorpion-inspired design actually blends rather well. But I actually think Fire Cage is better than her though, so Fire Cage is moving on up to A. Katana Khan. While yes, this was an existing concept already from Mortal Kombat 11, this design for it, as well as the incorporation of Shao Kahn moves, is fantastic. Johnny Savage. This, of course, is Johnny Cage and Baraka combined. I do like the way it came out. It almost has a Joker feel. And the name has to have some amount of inspiration from Macho Man Randy Savage, even though it doesn't apply to the design at all. And Warlord takes our first D spot. This is Reiko and Raiden. And personally, I don't think any combo with Reiko would have come out good. No matter what, they probably all would have ended up down here in D. Sento Storm. This is Kenshi, but with Rain's staff. He actually has Rain's moveset as the base, and any additional special moves are his kinetic abilities. Overall, decent design, not a great name. Another Liu Kang variant. This one is Red Dragon. This is Liu Kang, but with Kano's eye. Now, they did do something weird for this one. They actually gave this Kano Liu Kang the Australian accent. You know what? Just because they went through the extra effort and gave him the Australian accent, he can go to the bottom of A. Guard of Thunder. This is Li Mei combined with Raiden. I actually think the aesthetic blends well with her existing one, but the name is pretty bad. Screen Demon. This is Ashra combined with Johnny Cage. And while Screen Demon is actually a pretty good name, these two do not blend in any believable way at all. Now, as you may have noticed, we do still have multiple Quan Chis left down here. Unfortunately, I think that Quantum Chi up here was the peak of them. This one is Kang Quan. He is Liu Kang combined with Quan Chi. And it's exactly what you would expect. Jaw Spell. This is Melina combined with Quan Chi. Now, I think this character actually does have some potential. The idea of a Brotherhood of Shadow Melina actually sounds pretty interesting. But the blue on her design and just the name Jaw Spell in general are just really bad, so she's not moving up in the rankings. The last of them is Quan Li, the Li Mei Quan Chi combination. This one I think has the least going for it out of the Quan Chi combinations. I think it's just hard to actually combine characters with Quan Chi. I think they chose this because they could just put his texture over anybody, but I think conceptually, combining him with other characters does not turn out the best. Now, this cybernetic ninja, it's just Cyber Smoke. But Cyber Smoke is a really good character, so we're gonna put him up at A. He doesn't get to go to the top of A. He definitely loses points for not being a unique character, but it is nice to see him included. I don't know where to put this Sonya. This Sonya does not have a name. It's Sonya with a Kano eye. Since Sonya is not a playable character in the game, this is a cutscene only character. And I mean, the combination is pretty lazy, right? It's just Sonya's original outfit, but with a Kano eye. Ninja Mime is a classic, but he's not going very high on my list, at least. But I still like that they included him. Now, this final row of characters, I saved them for last for a very specific reason, and it's because they're all going into D. They all are just female versions of existing characters. It's female Scorpion, Ermac, Reptile, Sub-Zero, and Johnny Cage. The Johnny Cage one even gets to go past Warlord here, just because there was more personality put into Janet Cage than the others. So out of the gender-swapped characters, Janet Cage definitely is the best of them. But yeah, there we have it. There's my list. In general, I liked pretty much all of these characters. Everything B and up gets my seal of approval. Everything C and below is a bit more questionable, but I still liked their inclusions. If there's any other combination characters that you would have liked to see in this game, let me know. Also, if you would have put any of these characters higher or lower for any reason, let me know. But alright, that's where I'm calling it. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.